Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Shehr, Bano and Fatima Waseem, and today we'll be talking about our project with Paramount Distributors where we worked on their warehouse efficiency improvements. So Paramount Distributors was established in 1998. It has over 25 years in the pharmaceuticals logistics industry. It serves 500 plus companies within Pakistan and has three temperature controlled regional warehouses in Lahore. So this over here is a picture from our visit to their facility located outside Lahore, where we actually wanted to see what were some of the gaps that we could work with and how the on-ground operations were actually going on. Visit, what we discovered was that they were doing their inventory sorting based on this alphabetical ordering, which was proving to be quite inefficient. And at the same time, they didn't have a proper mechanism to sort their SKUs into different categories. So what we did for our first phase was that we went ahead, interviewed their warehouse managers, their sales managers, the supply manager, and some other people that are involved to actually see what they thought of their operations and what were some of the areas that they were lacking in, or some of the areas that we could help them work out better strategies in. So for our second phase, we collected data of their SKUs and of their previous 9-month sales, the incoming and outgoing SKUs. For the third step, we introduced an ABC analysis and did some pick path modeling to improve the efficiencies. And for the fourth step, we finally did some cost optimization using EOQ modeling. So what we identified from the warehouse was that there wasn't any SKU classification. So all of the SKUs, be it high value, low value, were spread throughout the warehouse everywhere. And there was also a lot of congestion in terms of the picking zones. So during peak hours, that was like when there were inbound products coming in, or when the products were going out, there would be a lot of haphazardness, and the process would get really lengthy, leading to inefficiencies. So from their data, what we saw was that there were certain SKUs that they were overstocking, and then there were certain SKUs that they were understocking. So there wasn't a proper data-backed mechanism for that. So we identified their EOQ for the period, and we actually used their previous closing quantities for the 3 months to calculate their demand. Based on that, we calculated optimal safety stock levels and did total cost calculations to reduce the overall cost. Over to you, Fatima.
All right, so we used the ABC classification model so we could see the contribution margin of the classes that they had already, and whether they were adding a lot of value or not, and whether some of the SKUs they were inactive or active. Next slide. We also optimized the slotting strategy where we would place the high value items. We would have a greater safety stock for them. Category A, this would be near to the packing or the dispatch. The category B would take the middle range, and the category C, which is the low value items, will take the last range of the warehouse. This is pretty much a basic pick path optimization. So we also use 9 months of sales data. We divided it into 3 periods. We had periodic data. So we calculated the holding cost and the ordering cost by using the industry averages because we did not have those. We then calculated EOQ, and we used Solver to optimize our total cost, which was our holding cost plus ordering cost. And we made sure that our EOQ was either greater or equal to our closing inventory for that particular period of time. So this is the difference that we got from our total cost and our optimized total cost, where our EOQ was actually economic order quantity was used as a basis. So we can see the difference. It was quite stark. Then we did a forecasting strategy for them for a 3-month basis. And we realized that. So then we did a forecasting and replenishment strategy where we developed a 3-month forecast to see whether our demand was being fulfilled. And we compared our EOQ with our 3-month demand and our receipt quantity, the one that we were actually ordering. Next. Yeah, so we realized that there were certain constraints and challenges. We did not have the exact data, the granular data, that was the daily data that we did not have. We do not have the proper vendor SKU list as well. And the warehouse data dimensions were not exactly available to us. We just knew that it was 15,000 square feet. Then obviously there were some ordering and holding costs that I've mentioned. We did use industry benchmarks for those. Our recommendations would be to use a more data-driven approach and to leave the redundant tools they're using. We would go for either EOQ or proper warehouse. In like their forecasting should be more granular, and an ABC-based slotting system. Yeah, and this is pretty much to ensure efficiency and scale their operations. Thank you.